on to part two of the social work journey that I went through. So, in the last video, I gave you a glimpse of my first attempt. And with that first attempt, I'm going to rehash from the last video in case if you missed it. If you did, I highly recommend that you go back and watch it, and so that way you can understand what is ASWB and why it's needed. And if you're in the social work field, you would want to stay tuned further on to this video. So let's get on. Now, after my first attempt, I did mention in the last video that I took a break. So the date, I believe, was 2020. Yes, I believe that's when I took the first exam. And then this was before the pandemic and all that stuff. So, but there was commotions about like what was going on. So after I took the exam, I took a break, and I paid for another attempt to take the exam again, and it I believe I tried to I can't remember, but I took the exam again, and this time I continued with different studying methods that I wanted to shift over because the prep course that I was using before wasn't that much of a help. So I thought that, you know what, let me just incorporate something else. Let me purchase another prep course that could possibly help me and give me some practice questions similar to what the exam offered. Hopefully that can like process in my mind that once again, I guess double up on what I already known as far as knowledge base, and also already are aware of that you're answering these questions based on what the exam wants you to answer the questions. And I've also heard people say that you have to think like I believe either like a middle-aged white woman when you're taking the exam. Not my words, that's what I've heard. But for my second attempt, these things wasn't knowledgeable to me as far as like the process of thinking like a white woman to pass this exam. That came after. And you will hear about that in hopefully maybe in this video, probably the next video. But so the second attempt was very close to the first exam. I would say February, March. Yeah, so it was so I only had like 2 months to study. So with that 2 months to study, I was I felt confident, super confident to take it again, because I knew that okay, these are some areas that I need to practice and all that stuff. Oh, and I forgot to mention that once you fail the exam, there's a printout, and they'll tell you what areas that you need to that you need more knowledge of. And I'll list down the different sections of the exam when it comes to the exam that you need to focus on. But with that printout, it gives you the knowledge of, okay, this is the area I was missing. These are the number of points that I could have got if I did a little more practice in this area and all that stuff. So with that being said, I was like, okay, the second attempt, I got this. I know that I will pass with the second attempt. So I went in, do what I normally do, eat a good breakfast, go and take the exam, have my accommodation set, bathroom breaks and all that stuff, medication, all that stuff, water, banana, everything. You name it. I had it ready for the second attempt, as same as I did for the first attempt. Okay? And then so I completed the exam after the hours that I had. Came Came back out, walked out, failed again by 8 points again. At that point, I went home. I just went dark. I let my parents know, and then I just went dark. And I just couldn't believe it. Remember, I said I had the confidence. I had the areas that I need to study on top of restudying everything else. And I missed by 8 points again. I just couldn't believe it. And I felt like, you know what? This is me. This is my doing. This exam is different than like your education. But in my mind, I was questioning a lot. I was questioning my whole social work degree. I was questioning my experience in grad school. I was questioning, I'm an honor student. I did the work in grad school and I couldn't believe I cannot pass this exam. And this exam is needed in order to obtain the license, to obtain a licensed practice social work job. And again, most of the jobs, if I didn't mention this, requires the license. Every job that you look for in the social work field is nothing but requirements. Social work license. You have everything else, like the description of what's needed to be done. You have that experience because once again, in grad school, you have your internship and all that stuff. You've gained the knowledge of doing that. But in order to further become competent, I believe experience plays more value than an exam. So with that being said, it was a very, very long journey. And after the second attempt, I decided that, you know what? I'm just going to take a year off because I can't just study, shut off everything that brings me joy, a social life and all that stuff. Shut that off to study for an exam and having to fail again and deal with the emotional abuse, the physical abuse, the psychological abuse of not passing this exam because it holds so much in the field in order to achieve the goals that you have placed for yourself, and also in order to grow in the field, be that representation that they're looking for in the field, especially in my community. So this was, and still is, the longest journey. I just can't believe it. So thank you for watching this video. I'm going to obviously make another part because I have to share the third attempt. So thank you so much for watching this video, and please share down in the comments your thoughts, feelings, and your journey as well. We're all in this together, and stick around for the next video.